Could you spend some time identifying the additional stressors that parents with kids with special needs have on their shoulders?
Yeah, so I think it kind of falls into two groups, right? One is sort of the immediate additional challenges, whether that's medical complexity, right? Having to do G-tube feedings or going for orthotic fittings, or, just making time in your schedule for IEP meetings. All of that stuff takes extra time, energy. It's in most cases researching things that you did not know existed, right? Learning all the new acronyms. I was late to the IEP because the AFO didn't fit and we didn't get to sign off on the BIP, and people are like, what are you talking about? I have no clue what you're saying right now. It's literally a whole new language to learn and a whole new system of, how everybody fits together, all new therapist appointments to integrate. So it's a lot in terms of the additional supports that you need beyond what you would need, with a typically developing kiddo. And then the actual parenting challenges, right? A lot of times kids with disabilities have a harder time waiting. Waiting quietly, that's almost typically impossible, right? So, something as a trip to Target can sound like the ninth layer of hell, because it's just, what are people going to be thinking about me? Will people understand? Will they have compassion? Or are people going to think that, I'm this wimpy parent who doesn't, regulate my child and is too permissive and all that. So there's that piece of it, that guilt piece that, most parents out there aren't facing on a daily basis. Every kid has their moments and their days, but for kids with a lot of disabilities, those days are more frequent than others. So there's that immediate stuff. And then of course, safety, right? Vigilance in the household. You guys right now, you're listening to me, but if your kiddos are in the house, you're also listening out the door, right? You know what's going on. You're listening for signs of a fight, signs of somebody opening a cabinet they're not supposed to, right? I mean, I had one mom describe to me waking up in the middle of the night because she smelled something was off in the kitchen, and that her child was trying to boil water and make mac and cheese at like 2 a.m. It never fully shuts off for you because there has to be that constant awareness. And that is exhausting, right? And we can talk more about that. There's some really interesting research studies that look at, the impact of that and how likely moms like you are to discount it, right? To say that, well, I was folding laundry, when really what you were doing was folding laundry and being aware of absolutely everything else going on in the household in a way that moms of typically developing children just aren't. So there's all that, right? And that's just the immediate stuff. Then we have to talk about the what happens next question, right? It's the fear for the future. Who's going to do this when I can't do this anymore? Who can I trust to watch my child for more than like an hour or two? Who's going to, know the signs of an impending meltdown, or know what understand what, what my child's even trying to say in some situations. And then we start to think about like the way down the road future of, who can fill this role? Do I put this on one of my child's siblings? Do I, accept that I may need to get some outside support, look for group homes, try to create something new that doesn't exist yet, which is a question that a lot of parents have, what is going to happen next? So it's an incredibly precarious situation that most parents aren't in, right? Most parents, there's the immediate stressful demands of young childhood. And then you sort of hit a certain point where it's like, oh, everything, it's still difficult and it changed. And I have to be mindful of like their social interactions and their internet safety and that kind of stuff. But like, I'm raising someone who's going to be my peer. I'm raising someone who one day I'm going to trust to manage things for me, right? It's an entirely different scenario than how it is when you're raising a child who at some level may always need some element of care.